So hello and welcome my friends. I am your Sandeep sir and you are watching your YouTube channel MLT Tutorial by Sandeep sir. So please I have one request to those who are new in this channel, kindly subscribe this channel and you must share these videos to your friends. So now my friends, today our last episode about the syllabus. Earlier I have served you 3 videos regarding the syllabus and today is the 4th and the final video for the syllabus chapter. So because the syllabus is very large and earlier I have defined that which is included in the DMLT and which is exclude from the DMLT and include in the BSc MLT or BMLT students. So earlier we have discussed about the medical laboratory science, that is there is a major 2 laboratories, that is clinical lab, that is lab medicine, and another is the blood banking or immunohematology or transfusion medicine. So now today we are just covering the virology and molecular biology chapter. So virology is the study of the viruses, but molecular biology lab is the application of the virology, because the virology lab is not a mandatory component of a clinical lab. So, because virology lab generally associated with the research wings of the larger institutes. So in the molecular biology lab we are just applying the virological thinking and thoughts. So here we have to study about the historical introduction of the viruses, the morphology of viruses is very important. Like coronavirus, you can't expect that all the viruses are looking alike. Coronavirus is different type of and other viruses are looks different. These are the morphology that we have to study here. The chemical properties of the viruses, that is the chemical property does means that which the nucleic acid it has, or the properties of coronavirus, like there is a fat layer, because that of the fat layer, so we can easily buy a bile solvent, that is a soap, we can easily kill a coronavirus due to their lipid cover. So that is the resistance of the virus. So a virus can be raised by only those who have the lipid covers, only by soaps, or the very severe heat or very severe cold, or some drugs and agents are there. Now the replication of virus. Replication does means how they propagate their life cycle. So the propagation of the virus, that is the replication, here is a there are many steps how a virus can replicate in your body, especially because now the synthesis of the viral components, that is the positive RNA, negative RNA and DNA viruses, like that. Cultivation, those who have studied the BSc level with biology, they are much aware of the cultivation of tissue and cells, that is the culture. Cultivation does mean the culture. The genetics and interactions. So we have to study about the genetics, because nowadays there are many strains. There are many strains of coronavirus in human attack. So they can easily change their strains, their genetic properties. So by our antiviral agents or our antibodies inside our body, they can easily change their genetical structures, that is the genetics and interactions. The interference, that is mainly the glycoproteins that can kill viruses. Now the prions and the virions. The prions are the earlier form of virus, most earlier form of virus, and after that the virions, there is just a small amount of RNA, and after that virus is modified. So virus is not the primitive life in the earth. The primitive life in the earth, the prions are the primitive life in the earth. So now the antiviral agents, the drugs like the flavipiravir, remdesivir, antiretrovirus drugs, that is for AIDS patients, These are the antiviral agents, that means the drugs we have to study, which drug can kill virus only. So the classification of virus, that is the main classification, are mainly broadly viruses are divided into RNA virus or whether it is DNA virus. Now the patho does means that disease. Genesis does means that generation. How a virus produces diseases and which diseases a virus can produce in human. Now the clinically important viruses. Clinically important because we are not supposed to be studying BSc microbiology or MSc microbiology. We are studying lab techniques. So lab techniques only can be related only with the clinically important virus that can affect human beings. So among the clinically important virus, you have to study about 20 to 30 viruses like pox viruses, herpes viruses, adenoviruses, picoviruses, arboviruses, rhabdoviruses, retroviruses, that is the HIV virus, oncoviruses, that means that producing cancer, and bacteriophage, which virus attacks bacteria, is called bacteriophage. Now the viral assays, how we can make assessment inside the laboratory of virus. So there is the provision of electron microscope. It is only associated with the research labs, but in our clinical labs there is no need of electron microscope. We just adapted some techniques like ELISA, that means enzyme linked immune sorbent assay, that is PCR, that is polymerase chain reaction. Now with the coronavirus, you are much aware with this word RT-PCR, that means real-time polymerase chain reaction. Western blot, like Western blot, there is Eastern blot, Northern blot and Southern blot techniques. These are the techniques. And the FISH techniques, that is in situ hybridization. These are the techniques we adapted in the molecular biology lab to assessment the viral component or viral load. Now some genetic disease we have to study, which genetic disease can transmit through by inheritance. Now the lab is the main part, is the lab. When you are going to work in a molecular biology lab, first of all you have to wear a PPE kit. After that you have to go for a shower, that is at the entry point and at the exit point. That is the sanitization shower. After that you have to enter in a air-locked molecular biology lab. That is air-locked, where the frequently we are not going there. So the technician who are only performing the test only enter inside the lab. So this lab is totally air-locked. And now the VTM. VTM is the viral transport media. During corona, you know that after taking the swab, there is a liquid media, and put the swab inside that, and this is called the viral transport media. This media is going to the lab. Now inside the lab there is a facility of pneumatic transportation system. Pneumatic transportation system is a vacuum tube through which the samples are enter inside the lab. So because man cannot frequently go and exit from there, so through a vacuum tube we dispatch the samples through a vacuum tube inside the lab. This is called pneumatic transportation system. Now the immunology. Immunology, that is the serology. Immunology is the serology, that means the serum, the study of serum. Now the study of serum is not the very accurate word. Immunity is our resistance power, in the very simple word. Now when everything is enter in our body like a mobile, our body is signaling that, and after signaling exchange, the body detects it as an antigen. when the body detects is an antigen, there is an antigen, our body produces antibody. And there is a fight between the antigen and antibody. If our antibody is win, we can survive after corona. If our antibody is lose the war, so we can pass as well. So like that, our body is fighting inside with the antigen, that is the antigen. So the study of antigen entering in our body and our body producing the antibody, all are resides in the serum, and these estimations is called the immunology. So first of all, we have to study about the immunity. What is that? That is the resistance power. In common words, it is resistance power. So in the immunity, we have to study about the types. Some types of immunity we get due to form our race. That is, our race is that human sapiens sapiens. From this genetic character, we got some immunity. After that, bigenetically, from our mother and father, we get some immunity. This is also a type of immunity. And after that, our body itself producing some immunity. This all together is called the immunity types. Now the systems of the immunity, the mechanism, how does it works, and the AG, the capital A, small g, that means the AG, that is antigen, that is entering in our body, and AB does means the antibody, capital A, small b is the commonly we write like that. So AG-AB complex, how the complex is formed. Now during organ transplantation, before organ transplantation, we have to match the organs, the donor and the recipient part. Some laboratory tests are done in the serological lab, that is the organ transplantation chapter. Now the hypersensitivity reaction, it is a long word, but in common word it is the allergic reaction. We have to study about the allergic reactions. Now the AG-AB reaction types, how the AG-AB reacts, that is the neutralization reaction. There are many types of flocculation, agglutination, this type of reaction we have to study. Now very interesting is that autoimmune diseases. So when our body immunity detects signaling, that means the signaling, the missignaling, due to the missignaling, our body detects our own cell as an antigen, and that antibody attacks that our body cell itself and damage the cell. So by this process we got some diseases. These diseases are called the autoimmune disease, like arthritis, rheumatic arthritis, especially rheumatic fever, or some sorts of diabetes is comes in this autoimmune diseases. Now the lab techniques. What are the lab techniques to detect this type of antigen and antibodies? All types of antigen and antibodies are slide method. Slide method is the qualitative and semi-quantitative methods. Now the turbidimetry is the quantitative measure. The ELISA technique, that is means enzyme-linked immune sorbent assay, is also a quantitative estimation. And chemiluminescence, that is also a totally automated, by a automated machine. We generally done such type of chemiluminescence test. So here, after that you have to study the automation and the quality control like the other chapters. Now in the blood bank chapter, that is called immunohematology. Now just somehow it is differs from the serology. That means immunome does means that antigen antibody reaction is occurring there. So what is the antigen here? Here is the antigen that is over the red cells. Suppose if you tell me that your blood group is A, it does means that your RBCs have the A type of antigens. If I tell that my blood group is group B, my RBCs, on my RBC surface there is many antigens, that is in the number of lakhs, millions, sometimes it is millions antigens over the RBC, that is I have only the B type of antigen. So this is when you have that A type of antigen, your serum just have the opposite type of antibodies. So when you are A group, your RBC have A type of antigen, and in your serum there is B type of antibody. And in my case, when my blood group is group B, on my RBC there is B antigen, and in my serum there is A antibody. So here is the antigen antibody that is of our own. This study is so related with the immunological study because other reactions are quite same. So this is immunological. Hemato that does means that the blood cells, and logi does means the study. So the entirely the antigen antibody on our blood cells, that study is the immunohematology. Nowadays this is called as a blood bank, called as a transfusion medicine department. Now here you have to study historical introduction, principles of immunohematology, like that A group, B group, whatever I had told. Blood group systems, there are 31 types of blood groups, that is in common practice. Blood groups, we have to study that. Now the ABO system, that is the A group, B group, AB group, O group, this comes under the ABO system. RH system consists with that is A plus. Generally we call that my blood group is A positive. That positive stands for my RH type is positive. That means that I have that RH antigen. If I tell that my blood group is B negative, that means my RH type antigen I do not have. Now the blood group genetics and inheritance, that is very quite interesting about the young people. So after the marriage of a group person with a B group person, what blood groups can their offspring get? This study is the inheritance. What blood group your offspring, your next generation can have. So this study is the genetics and inheritance of blood group. Now the blood group methods of in the laboratory. That is the slide method, tube method, and nowadays in very practice is that gel technology. It is an automated method. Now the antiglobulin, another very interesting, you have to assimilate that antiglobulin test. Antiglobulin test, there are two types of direct and indirect. And to my offline students, I just put them challenge that after defining the antiglobulin test successively 5 days, the people must make mistake in the day 6th when I asked the question to him. So the antiglobulin test, that test you have to assimilate that test. Now the blood group reagents and their quality control. Now the screening, here is many times the screening was what will come. Now the screening of the antibodies, there are some incomplete antibody may have in my serum. That screening is the screening of antibodies. Apart from my normal blood group, there may be some incomplete antibodies may be there in my serum. Now the compatibility testing, that is the cross matching. So before transfuse a blood, the donor blood and the recipient blood is cross matched outside the lab, that is inside the lab, that is in vitro. In vitro test is done for the compatibility, that is whether the blood is matching with the donors and the recipient's blood. Now the donor screening that means the donor who willingly donating blood, but he has to satisfy the screening procedure, that is his age, his weight, or that is some diseases, some drugs. So all with the history, the donor's screening is done. Now the phlebotomy, that is the collection of blood, because here phlebotomy should be very clean tapping, because we are collecting about 350 to 450 milliliter of blood. Now the blood preservation, how the blood preservation can we perform? Now the preparation, selection and use of blood components. Nowadays the concept is, whole blood concept is gone much away. Nowadays, after taking blood, we make it in different component, in RBC, in platelets, in the plasma part, that is the plasma protein, that is the other coagulating factors. All components are separated inside the lab, and after that the requisite components are given to the particular patient who needs that particular component. This is the blood component separation, and that they are used. Now apheresis is the process when we do not collect the whole blood. We only just venipuncture the donor, and through a machine we just separate the components we need. That may be corona antibody, that is known as plasmapheresis. That may be only for the dengue people, only the platelets. So after that process, the entire blood again put back to the donor. So a donor now, through this apheresis process, a donor can donate blood more frequently, that is after 72 hours. But if we take the whole blood from the donor can again donate the blood after 3 months. So instead of 3 months, we just through some machines, we just bring it down to 3 days only. Now the blood screening. So before the blood is transfused to a patient, blood is screened for some blood-borne diseases like the HIV, that is causes AIDS disease, HBsAg, that is hepatitis B surface antigen, Ag antigen, that is anti-HCV, anti-hepatitis C virus and antibodies, syphilis antibody test, and malaria parasite antigen test. These 5 tests we should done before transfuse the blood to the patient. Now the automation in the blood bank and the quality control and the types of transfusion, that is autologous transfusion, massive transfusion or exchange type of transfusion. Now some disease we have to study, that is AIHA, that is autoimmune hemolytic anemia, that is HDN, that means that hemolytic disease in newborn, that is hematopoietic stem cells means that the memory cells from where the same type of blood cells or the other body cells are generated. So hematopoietic stem cell from where the particular type of blood cells are generated. So stem cells and their progenitor cells. Now transfusion in transplantation, during transplantation, what type of transfusion may need for the patient. The adverse transfusion reaction, that may be after this much test done, there may be some adverse transfusion reaction with the recipient. So about that matters we should have to study. Now the preparation of solution methods, quality control and quality assurance. Now like the RBC, there is also HLA, that is human leukocytic antigen also there, that is for the now the plasma derivatives and substitutes. What are the other substitutes for the plasma derivatives? Now the transfusion safety and regulatory requirements. When your blood is going to transfuse to a patient, the blood is now became a drug for that patient. So after donation, the blood bank regulatory authority is the drug controller of Directorate of Drug Controller. So another our regulatory authority is State Blood Transfusion Council, SBTC, and another regulatory authority for HIV surveillance, that is the NACO, that is National AIDS Control Organization. And you have to also make relation for the banking part, because you have to collect a major amount of blood from the donation camps. For that purpose, you have to organization, you have to liaison with the organization who are donating blood, or your some offices of the township, or the political clubs, or the mohalla clubs, like that, from where we can get the blood, sufficient blood in our blood bank. So all this about the syllabus. Now in my next video we should meet about with the books that you must have with you before going to study DMLT and BMLT course. So thank you for today.